You know why you're here, don't you? Then humor me, the dead girl, and this. What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time? Splendid. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood? Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated. Deprecated. We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught. And never, ever change into a child.
In brighter news, August resident Mia French is celebrating the return of her missing pooch, Barley. The 8-month-old Basset Hound puppy was found outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
And that's 5 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In particular, no shoes in the guest house. The carpet's priceless. Now, how long are you staying for? That's fine. It's yours for as long as you want it. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in. Sometimes we wish we'd asked something and the moment just passes. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you? Chief Dupont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Just finishing. You don't believe? That's okay. Sometimes life is just a stream of coincidences. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading. So, what's your question, Sam? The Fool. I'm going to see a lot more of you, aren't I, Sam? Well, enjoy the journey. But remember, not everything is winnable. I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Lorraine's in 2, Lexi's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam? Mysterious. But I know you're in room 4, Sam. Don't do anything I wouldn't do in there.
From her chest.
He sounds great.
Yeah, what a nice guy. It was a practice that was thought of as surgery at the time, but...
Good, you got my message. Chief Inspector DuPont. I wasn't sure you'd come, but I suppose you're between jobs? Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam, that's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw, 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled. I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers. Yes. Keep up, Sam. That's the girl who was murdered. Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up. It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs. To be honest, I thought she'd probably been smoking something. That's why I didn't take it seriously. Because things. I don't have enough on her. That's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it? Oh, okay. Well, that's that then. I thought you'd want a shot at redemption, but guess you're turning yourself in. It's what you want, isn't it, Sam? To stop running? To give up? Didn't think so. I'll be telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people, but only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you. You don't get that. There's no badge and gun, just a hope and a promise. Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it. What do you want to know? She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself. Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner, we got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m. Do I have an alibi for last night? Do I? Okay. I was here, and there are video monitors that will prove it. Thanks for ruling me out, genius. In her bedroom, she was naked, strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this. It's the one thing only the killer would know. Born here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you? She told you she's taking pills, didn't she? Let me handle Violet. She didn't kill anyone. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
And the four scientists knew there was much more to be done. The plan, then, was to send more probes down the hole in order to determine how much deeper it went. They had been doing this for the last 14 days.
Sam, is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading. Chief Dupont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise. All I'm asking is that you dig a little deeper than the Chief. I had nothing to do with Dorota's death. We saw danger in the cards and we tried to stop it. Trust me, Sam, we're on the same team. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. Not these cards. They only tell us what they want us to know. In my room reading, I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexi saved me. She came to my room to chat for a little while. That was around 9, I think. You can ask her. I said the book was trashy. Look at this place. If her guest house is anything to go by, Violet's the opposite of trashy.
Dr. Whitfield conceded with a sigh. If you're really that sure about it.
Hi. Sam, is it? Come on in. Make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rain, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and now you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is? Everybody thinks that. It's such a cliche. The death card doesn't even mean death. Most of the time. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want no matter the cost. Yeah, I did. Rain got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad. She's like my big sister, so pretty well. No. The cards told us to. Well, the cards in Rain. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job. Yeah, it's a tarot thing you won't understand. I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were, painting our nails. You can ask Bronwyn. We were together. Not together. That sounded kinkier than I meant it to.
On the small lamp on his helmet. Dimitri slowly rotated it on the rope to inspect all sides of the tunnel.
You must be a new guest. Or you're burglaring us. I'm Rain, by the way. I heard you say earlier your name's Sam. You don't look like a Sam. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. No, not at all. You're completely barking up the wrong tree there. Spoken like the true killer, posing as a detective, trying to frame someone else for the murder. We did a reading, a group reading actually, with a special tarot deck. The three of us get together and read the same cards. Bronwyn says it makes the whole thing stronger or more powerful or something. But I'm pretty sure I'd get the same answers just on my own. Mercury? It's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a... I don't have it at the moment. I was in my room. Praying, actually. I don't believe in anything. But I also believe anything is possible, so... it's a conundrum.
I don't know, he replied. Just give me...
I assume you've been to see Chief DuPont already? Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. She reminds me of me, but without my intellect. Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. Sorry. I'm gossiping. I don't want to talk ill of the dead. Ask her boyfriend. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already. They're tarot readers. I'm thinking of asking them to leave, actually. Demands already? I'm only thinking of doing it. It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. But I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere. No, and I didn't murder her, if that's what you're asking. I take clozapine. I think they're for anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. I don't know, Dr. Sam, you tell me.
The blackness out of them. His befuddlement slowly turned to horror as he came to the terrifying realization.
It's 6 o'clock, and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe?
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
Breathing. Hello? Can you hear me? He tried again. I can't see. I think I'm blind. The breathing became...
Who are you? Right, because the local police are so rubbish. It's been a day, a whole day. It's typical of them. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, you know, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No? Why? Violet Gallagher? What's it got to do with her? Bitch. Mind you, it's not exactly damning, coming from someone as frigid as her. She's all prim and proper with it. Oh, sorry, it's just... Why do people say things like that? You're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place you could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Well, yeah, it's big enough for 2 people to have sex in. On all 4s. She had a few kinks, nothing weird. Yeah, a band from the 60s. I'm not discussing this with you. Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
Trying to hide his anxiety. With a trembling hand, he produced the etchings from his pouch. What's this? Dr. Utani asked as she carefully accepted the notes. More writing from the strangers? She studied the letters, hemming and hawing. It's just one word repeated.
Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. He confided in me quite a bit, actually. He seemed to appreciate having someone to talk to, and he knew I couldn't tell anyone what he said. Oh, Sam, you know I can't do that. tarot reader client confidentiality. Oh, she gets easily confused. Youth of today. No, Sam. No, I'm not lying about that. I was in my room, only Lexi, she never came to see me. She was in her room. I could hear her, though. She was shouting at someone. To protect Lexi. None of this is her fault, and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. Rain's a big boy, he can handle himself. Besides, I'd be highly suspicious if Rain claimed to be doing anything else other than reading on a Monday night. That's pretty much all he does every night.
I'm sure it won't play out like that. Her words were meant to be comforting, but lacked conviction.
Hi Sam, back for more already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. You'd have to ask her, or him. It's not my place to say. I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? It was only a little white lie, nothing else. It wasn't even that much of a lie. We're both here, in the guest house. We just happened to be in different rooms. If I had proof, Bron wouldn't have made this all up. I'm sorry, Sam, I really am. I know how this must look, but I couldn't kill anything, honest.
Later that night, Dimitri awoke to the sound.
Sam, what can I do for you? We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It kinda did. It's hard getting an exact name out of 78 cards, but considering we'd never heard of Dorota Shaw, it painted a pretty good picture otherwise. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. We're trying to save people. I said we're trying. We have a gift. We have Mercury, the tarot. It tells us where bad things are going to happen, and we try and stop them. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out Dorota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveller who died here. Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it.
Home for the demon in their heart. Most people do anyway. A hollow home.
She flaunts herself. Her body. Had boudoir photographs taken. Who do you think those photos were for, Sam? Her mother? Not really, just gossip. Apparently she went to have some portrait photos done and started stripping off. Weston's photographic. Zach Weston. He'll get himself into trouble one of these days. If you keep taking pictures of pretty girls in their underwear, somebody's going to get upset. Zach's the local photographer. You should go and talk to him, Sam. You're good at talking. At Weston's Photographic? Off the high road? It's late, but he's always there. I have a good memory. I'm still holding grudges from when I was 4. The vicar's son? No, as far as I can tell, Oscar is a good boy. But we've all got different faces now, haven't we, Sam? Know about you? Or what is there to know about you, Sam? I just mean people have an act. A facade. Oscar seems nice, but for all I know, he tears pretty girls apart.
No one will miss me anyway. No one heard her. They never do.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August...
So she succumbed to the sickness, or tried at least. Girls almost never get it right on the first.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Sleep, and it'll be over. Anyway, yeah.
Oscar Wainwright, what a surprise.
Why did you call Dorota slutty?
Oscar, I thought you knew about the pictures.
What pictures?
The ones where she's wearing very little. Does this not mean anything to you?
No?
I'm sorry, Oscar. I really am. This is awful, coming from me too. I don't know much more than that. Please don't take offence. By slutty, I meant playful. I'm sorry.
The porcelain, and he relished in it. The pain let go. Fed him too. She was... The demon had outgrown his host, gotten too big for her. Poor...
Your ability.
Magic story painted the town red.
I'm truly sorry about Dorota.
I didn't really know her. I saw her pictures in the newspaper. Can't remember what for right now.
I didn't see you here last night.
What are you implying?
It's just suspicious.
Does anyone really care that Dorota is dead?
He wouldn't take long. The demon knew it, and...
You can tell Sam about Birmingham.
Well, what can I tell Sam that you haven't already?
You know Sam likes a fact check. You're right. You know Sam like...
I don't really know Sam. But if you're sure, then I guess I'm sure.
What did you tell the police you were doing last night?
I told them the truth. That I was in my room. I'm not sure if they can fact check it, but it's the only alibi I've got. Kind of wish we'd all stuck together now.
When should we do another reading? The police think it's me, don't they?
Looks that way. Have you been feeling possessed lately?
Why possessed?
You're kidding, right?
With him, tangled together in the water.
Oh, Bron, I'm so glad you're here. We need to talk.
Is something wrong?
No one can hear us, right? I mean, I'm assuming this room isn't bugged, although knowing Violet, there's probably cameras everywhere.
You think Violet's a voyeur?
Probably. I don't know. She has that look about her, don't you think? Like she knows something she's not letting on. I wouldn't be surprised if there's cameras hidden in the wardrobe.
What have you got to hide?
Nothing. Though I'd rather she didn't see me dancing around in my underwear. I only do that for people I love.
Do you love me?
Of course I do, Bron. See? And now that's on film. I hope you enjoyed that, Violet. Listen, we need to talk about our alibi.
What about our alibi?
I know you said it would be better if we said we were together, but lying about your alibi, that's pretty serious. Are you sure it was a good idea?
We should do whatever it takes.
You're acting like we've got something to hide. Bron, is there something you're not telling me? Why'd you ask me to lie? Were you really in your room all night?
Yes.
Then stop with the cloak and dagger stuff, alright?
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop.
Didn't expect you to come back. Have you contacted Dorota?
No. Yes. No. Yes. She says you know who killed her. Yes. She forgives you.
Really? You actually spoke to her? Did she say anything else? Is she okay? Who killed her?
It's Hazy.
Okay, that's okay. She forgives me. I guess she didn't have time to elaborate.
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction. Do you get on with Dorota's family? I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction. Do you get on with Dorota's family?
Not really. Especially not now. They're convinced I got her into the wrong crowd or something. Am I really a bad influence?
Yes.
Wow. Okay then.
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction. You're not really a...
That's okay. I'm used to the abuse. Hey, maybe we could hang out together after all.
Sure.
That's great. I'll be over soon. Just got a few things to clear up here.
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction.
Hi. Hey. Hello. Sorry, I'm not used to dating so soon.
I'm actually not in the mood anymore. It's okay. We can take it slowly.
Oh, I wasn't sure I was thinking on doing anything, physical.
Get up on the bed. It's okay. Get up on the bed.
I really don't think I'm ready for this.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Shh, baby, just a little pressure down there.
No, wait, please. Can you just get off me, please?
I'm sorry, you're right.
Bells. I want to say a Christmas tree, but I feel like...
Well, these are spirit chimes.
Hi,
Bell ringing in reverse.
Why is Sam still questioning me? Do I need to bring up Mr. Hedges again?
Are you threatening me?
Exactly.
What?
Mr. Hedges. The man you asked me to put up, who then, died.
And then what?
And then we buried him together so nobody would find out any of this ringing any bells.
We buried someone together.
Not literally speaking. You took the body and you said you'd bury it, but, I'm an accomplice. We'd both be going down.
Dreams?
And
You have a recognizable knock, Chief Dupont. I'll remember not to answer next time.
Do you know Dorota's boyfriend?
I've met him once, yes.
Just the once?
Unless I've got a body double walking around. Yes, just the once. We talked in confidence. You'll need to ask him if you want the juicy details.
Every time she comes back to the card, it seems more. Wow. Like this, Poe. Please tell me what you think about this one.
Hello, I'm Violet.
Recurring dreams.
Of course.
There's an wondering what the shopping stands.
I changed your sheets last night, and you weren't here.
That's impossible. I was in that room praying the entire time, and those sheets have definitely not been changed, I can assure you. Are you trying to frame me?
Put everything back the way it was.
I think you might need a promotion.
to deputy dream interpreter.
I mean, keep going the way you're going.
Violet.
Sam knows about Mr. Hedges.
I'll handle it, Violet. Just get back to the guest house. Unless something else you need?
Particular is a physical need for life. So what we're also dealing with here is the loss of money. What you'll... So Poe was very close with what he was saying, because the impression that I get from this dream...
Rain, can I help?
About last night.
Was there a problem?
My tap was dripping, but I fixed it.
Dripping? Maybe I was in my bedroom. That's out of bounds to you.
Every relationship that you have with someone should be...
Don't forget the group reading, Ray. By which I mean, if you see Lexi, tell her not to forget the group reading.
What's the plan?
We still don't know what we're dealing with. There's every chance that it could just be a normal human murder.
What if it's...
Then we have to assume that it's some kind of traveller.
like in Birmingham?
Yeah, like in Birmingham.
Your dreams. Dreams.
And
What do you think of Sam?
Oh, I'll totally hit that. Apart from the whole investigating Bronwyn for murder thing, of course. But that's a minor flaw. I can work around it.
I hear Sam likes you too.
Really? Well, you know, I'm not surprised. I am a total babe.
Now, this in particular, I think, is very interesting. I think, Poe.
I think it has several interesting elements to it. From the sharks, I mean, often sharks are... danger of certain people. A listener perceives as dangerous. And never falling and falling and never hitting the water. I mean, that's it's kind of, you're kind of lost. You're never reaching.
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to...
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why?
To find evidence that ties her into Dorota's murder? Maybe you're not the right man for this job.
Some people love it, some people hate it, but what it actually relates to is being out of control. Now, the tightrope itself...
I'm in control. I mean, yeah, there is...
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar? The guy I met this morning? The one I told you about? Yes.
What did he want?
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he killed her?
Not considering what he asked me to do.
Your dream is that you're trying...
I feel sad for Oscar.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
The sharks don't seem to notice you because you're just carrying on as normal. But Marek, is that worrying too much about these negative people? If what you're doing is a positive thing, then emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps, Marek, you need to take a step back. I think in this. It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Dreams.
And nightmares.
With Poe and Monroe. So Simeon's written in to say, I'm climbing the stairs of a tall stone tower, and it just keeps going up and up and up. And I always wake up before I reach the top.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shores. Oh, you mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota, I remember now. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you ask me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Ooh, hang on. Do you see what I see? Nothing else? Never mind. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, Detective. Is that all? Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. Here. I'm usually here most nights. I live here, Detective. Long story short, I'm divorced. My wife got the house, my business is all I have left.
Long steps backwards in rhythm with the girl. I'm dying. You said you could grant me eternal life.
If you have anything else on... That's what he says, but no one can back him up. He's on my radar now. I think you're supposed to tell me that. If he was taking photos of Dorota, maybe he fell for her? And the feeling wasn't mutual. Artists have muses, apparently. Wish I had one. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two then. Well, unless they were for Oscar, I don't know. Unless there's someone else about to come out of the woodwork. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's asleep. Zach did rain still. Bronwyn and you're still following. Yeah, you mentioned Oscar's. That's it.
Something go! It only takes a second.
How did you hear about that? Anyway, it wasn't a date. I was doing a favour for Chief DuPont. Only lasted a few minutes. You working with him or not? Look, if you don't want to tell you, then I'm not gonna. No? Who's that? Okay, so this Zach guy was connected to Dorota. Took pictures of her. Were they sleeping together? You can tell me if she was. I don't care. Look, I mean, if you're going around asking all these questions, if you find out anything like that, I'd want you to tell me. She's not a case, she's my girlfriend. Please, if you find out anything at all, let me know. You walk away at the end of all this, but it stays with me for the rest of my life. Her what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? Yeah, I'll put them in an album for you. No.
On it. I think are they animals?
There could be animals. And some people might interpret them as animals.
But there's...
Is that what he calls it? I'm not sure what we have, Sam, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to have it. Being with Zach is no paradise, I can tell you. It's like his reproductive genes rule every decision he makes. I just want someone who will hold the door open for me, bring me tea in bed.
To flatten bed sheets. That's what it is.
Really?
Sam, look, I can't talk right now.
This particular mangle was used to...
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, he did mention Dorota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was Dorota Shaw. Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with... She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons. Some religions talk of demons, but they don't actually exist. Travellers can get inside us and make it look like we're possessed, hence the demons. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect. They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them. Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
Or the office takes about 5 seconds. 5 solar seconds. And then she finds nothing.
Hello, I'm Violet.
Sits down, but it's too late. She's definitely sitting on Vanessa's bleeding body.
Well, hello, gorgeous.
Did you hear about Dorota? I came over.
Everyone in town's heard. She's a local celebrity now.
Local
Violet? Of course not. I only have eyes for you.
That's not what I heard.
This again. I told you, I'm not seeing anyone else. I have gorgeous women in my studio all the time, but you're special. Not because you won't take off your clothes, I'm expecting that at some point. It's just, you're so clever and well educated. And the icing on the cake, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever met.
I came over last night.
Well, that explains why there was no answer when I called you. I was definitely here.
On. I shut her and retrieved the gun from. Believe me now? I know that voice. Vanessa upright on the couch, like before I shot her. I believe you, I say, looking at my gun. But I just shot you. You didn't shoot me, she smiles. I told you to think that you'd shot me. So, my alpaca couch,
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
I point the gun at her and sneer. What do you want?
Zach! What are you doing here?
Why don't you want anyone to see me?
What? You're the one who said we shouldn't be seen together. What are you doing here?
I wanted to make sure we were still okay.
What did you do? What did you say to Sam?
Everyone's talking about Dorota.
I know. But I suppose people like that attract trouble.
People like what?
Homewreckers. Anyway, I hope you didn't just come here to talk about Dorota.
Are you happy, Dorota?
I didn't say that. But we both know what Dorota was like. She practically threw herself at you.
She didn't throw herself at me. Why'd you think that?
The boudoir sessions. Some girls get the wrong idea. I saw how she was looking at you. She wanted it.
You were there. You saw the photos. You were there.
I've seen all your photos, Zach. All of them.
Tree. Past the bridge. The nearly empty house.
Zach, let me stop you there. You are one creepy fellow. Now, I don't know what you had going on with Dorota, but I don't want anything to do with it. Do not come back here. Please.
Listen. It took all, but the demon knew. Was nothing if not patient. Until the sickness spread, the demon could only enjoy.
Chief? Again? She didn't really use any social networks. Didn't have the time. Mainly just cello.
Go to any...
No, she didn't email much. She checked the messages on her phone. What is it you're looking for?
anything that helps solve...
Okay, that makes sense.
For the whisper.
Hello. I know you. You're the police chief.
I understand that you knew Dorota Shaw.
We met briefly, yes. I freelanced for the August Chronicle, and they did a story about her.
Was that the first time you met her? The scholarship to Juilliard?
As far as I know. I meet a lot of people through work. Some are more memorable than others. I happened to mention my portrait services, so she booked a session with me.
When was this?
A few weeks ago.
What type of...
For the paper. Record shots that any idiot with a phone can take. My studio is where the magic happens. Mainly portraiture, but I dabble in other areas.
Boudoir photography?
Sometimes, if that's what the client wants. Are you asking for yourself, or...?
It's for the case.
Of course.
From the demon's whispers around her hollowed out heart, he gave
Hello.
her throat.
You have a lovely guest house.
It is quaint, isn't it?
How did your parents...
Father died first. Heart attack.
Freezer?
Yes, she kept him in the chest freezer because she didn't want to be alone.
My ring, she'd say. Oh, I love it, but I don't need it anymore. Gone, Mum will take care of my cat. No one will miss me anyway. Heard her. They never do.
Rain! I'm surprised to see you here. I take it you know about Dorota already. All that stuff we talked about yesterday, that's strictly between you and me.
What stuff?
That's the spirit. Now, I think it's best if we don't get caught speaking to each other. Overcautious, I'm sure, but I think it's for the best nonetheless. Maybe we can get together for a lad's night out after this is all.
Okay.
Don't be like that. I'm not the bad guy here, you'll see. Maybe some other time then.
Or anyway. Yeah. And the bottle opened in her hands. It'll be over. It'll be... no more. But of course there was more. Pills don't work very well. She'd only gotten sick, was taken to the hospital. To see the signs helped her, or tried at least.
It's 8 o'clock.
Sam, I've got news. We've done a reading.
So 5 of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all 3 again?
1 in 474,552. I know. I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a 10 of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Ellis Munro.
Good. They were more successful. After the first domino falls, the rest go quickly. Always. He was a football player. Big, loud, and sure. Good.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name? No, you're not. I've seen the boogeyman. Don't look like you. You want to know a secret? Violet was taken by aliens in their ship. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you? She has a wicked imagination for her age. I was seeing and hearing things that weren't there. That's why I'm taking pills. I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently. Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stay locked up. No. Not even the moon. Of course. Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio. I don't really want to. About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip. 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 And then it began. I could smell iron. A strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness, like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me. It's happened 5 times, even on clozapine. Get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I had tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. But all the scans were normal. No. I have certain flashbacks. It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on. They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts.
Cost pen, her books, and a few items.
I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. not necessarily. If it's a traveller, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby. No. I can do a reading if you want. The Chariot. Is Zach a suspect? A little bit. What did you want to know? A ride can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, we've all known about them for hundreds of years. We just know them by different names. Demons, skinwalkers, Jack the Ripper. Three is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it in our universe anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel. Was it a gold coin? That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but well, there's no guarantees. Yes, of course, anything. I've already been doing that, but sure, I'll keep at it. Maybe it'll feel sorry for me and finally put out.
You're right.
A winged lion?
Lion dog, actually.
Oh, right.
Yes, I met her at the radio station. I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free. In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. The Butcher of Birmingham received 3 life sentences and won't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We know it wasn't him, though. We know it was a traveller.
Something that guards against evil.
I think
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do. Really? There's nothing you want me to do? Are you starting to care about me, Sam? You're so sweet, but I can't just sit here waiting for the phone to ring. I need to be out there. I'll be careful. Just tell me what you want me to do. You got it. Me and the spirit world are going to have a serious chat. I'll get back to you when I find something.
So she is a caterpillar, but I would think she wants to change into something else. But because she turns back into her original shape.
You must be Sam.
I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me.
Yes. We were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive.
So I kissed her back. This is just between us, right? We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. I'm not going into detail, Sam. We pledged each other multiple times. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked. The killer was in her wardrobe? What? Well, then it had to be Oscar. He's the only one it could be. That doesn't make any sense. Then she was seeing someone else? No. Someone she knew. Knew she'd be alone? A stalker? It was her mom's. She was saving it in case she ever got married. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. Can't we be both, Sam? Poe's his radio name. He's actually John Poe. He's on air now, but you can come back at 8:30 if you want to see him. On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. My life was REM sleep. So, you don't think dreams mean anything? Everyone has meaningful dreams, Sam. Everyone. That sounds reassuring. I hope it's not just words, Sam. You've kind of just asked about Dorota since you got here. Sam? You forgot your phone.
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at a...
He lifted a numb hand and rubbed her cheek. Sleep, he whispered. It was delivered. Uni's reply, a loud and indignant meow.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
Hi, I'm...
Herding his slow bare feet, tight circles, Uni, and experience told she'd got something to show him. He hoped it was a mouse or a vole. At least they were always dead. He'd had lopsided sparrows around his kitchen, and several blackbirds, usually downy fledglings with wide beaks and tails, that hadn't even grown yet. Last time,
Hi, I'm Lexi.
all of them out of their misery. Tiniest cracking of skull.
Lexicorn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the wall?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story. Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not? Because you're immortal.
Oh, I am Bronwyn MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and I am immortal. You silly badger.
Fixed on him, waiting for what? He crouched down for a closer look.
Our job is so stressful.
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it? Why don't we just quit?
And leave Bron on her own? Quite possibly to die? No. I'm locked in now, until the end. Whatever that may be.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay. He blurred his vision. He stroked the kitten with...
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota. I'm sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you. Can I come in? Dorota told me things about you.
Things? That's ominously vague. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi? I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. You're dating Violet, aren't you? I know what you did to Dorota. Dorota says she knew you.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks. Sure.
Here, I've only got vodka. You're old enough to drink, right?
Of course.
Just checking. Have you ever thought about dyeing your hair red? I think it would suit you.
You're dating Violet, aren't you?
No, we're just friends.
That's not what you told Sam. That's not what Violet thinks.
Violet doesn't always see things clearly. It's fine. I know how to handle her.
Doesn't see what clearly? What do you mean, handle her?
I know how to talk to her. She's a sweetheart when you get to know her.
I know what you did to Dorota.
I didn't do anything to Dorota.
You killed her. You seduced her.
You make it sound so sordid. Dorota didn't do anything she didn't want to.
Listening to her tearing the kitten's skin. Thanks, babe, she said between... No worries. Anything for you.
Night with Owen Monroe.
Midnight by Martin Oaten, read by Lacia Finley. The old slowly down the street, leading a tripod-ended walking stick. He paused to pull his tattered overcoat more tight than body as the bitter east wind blew literally legs. He pulled his cap down more firmly.
Hello, I'm Violet.
Dusk and the cold wind had driven people off the streets. It was out late. The youths nodded, took final swigs from their cans of beer, lively down the pavement, tracking the pensioner. The old man to an alleyway that led down the yard. Halfway.
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of the rota.
I don't want to see pictures of your
It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it?
A girl holding a cello.
You don't see any movement. Just a rota.
Long after midnight, I went down to the rhinos hung out. There was a good chance one of them would be sleeping it off in some quiet, sacred corner. The beast's feeding frenzy for the...
I think we should break up. I think we should break up.
Why do you want to break up?
I don't love you. I'm cheating on you. I don't love you.
But you will. One day. It's okay. I can wait.
I need to talk about...
What have you been doing with Alice Monroe?
What haven't I been doing? What have you heard?
The tarot readers have predicted that she's the next victim. Do you think we should do something?
Want to fool around?
No, I do not. I've got more important things to do, Zach.
Maybe it's true that the devil looks after his... It's been building up the last 8 days, so tonight I'll go looking for trouble. Of madness. Oh,
Zach, what are you doing here?
I've been a naughty boy. I need to tell my previous partners.
Good to know. I'm not one of them though, so... Unless there's anything else?
Pose for me.
Zach, please stop asking. It's not gonna happen.
Just undo a few buttons. Yeah?
Are you bullying me into taking my clothes off for you? That's sleazy. Just leave, Zach, before I call Chief DuPont.
without conviction. A taxi speeds by me, splashing me with spray from the puddles. I feel...
Do you believe tarot can predict things?
I'm not one for mystics and crystal balls. I'm a Virgo.
It says you're lying about your alibi.
Is it really? Can it predict the murderer? No. Of course not. You'd have done that already.
Within...
What a day. Alice Monroe, then. Looks like our traveller likes redheads.
I wouldn't be so sure. Looks that way.
Should we be worried about Violet?
Maybe. She thinks she was up to...
Then that possibly means she's already been a traveller target. What else did she say?
Something about being in a row of heads?
So they're killing us for sport. Sounds about right.
Better than he.
Ron, what are we going to do about Ellis?
What would you do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. The few times we've caught up with the Traveller, nothing's worked.
Talking to them?
Please don't kill that person. Okay, thanks. Oh no, look, you killed them anyway. You know that doesn't work, Ron.
life. Wrong. So wrong. At least when the dream started. Prepare, get some clothes, do a bit of reconnaissance.
Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out now before I call the police!
If I wanted to have any kind of worthwhile lifestyle, a steady girlfriend or a wife is out of the question. I simply cannot afford to have anyone around when the beast wakes. Anyone get close to you is a...
Who is Sophia?
You saw her, did you? She's my goddaughter, at that age where she overshares.
Is she a ghost?
What makes you say that, Rain? Is there something about her aura?
Where I don't know the ground well.
What is it, Ray?
I have a plan.
You do? Enlighten me.
Maybe Ellis should stay with us. Maybe Ellis should stay with Chief Dupont.
With our track record, if she gets killed anywhere near us, we'll be sent to jail, whether we did it or not.
That's cold.
I'm just being practical. Ellis's fate is in our hands. Ours isn't.
Victims, no true innocents have been fed.
Hi, Rain. Did you miss me while I was gone?
So, Ellis Munro.
I'm honestly not going to try and worry about this one. We've told Sam, and I think that's all we can do.
Really? Well, what's Sam going to do?
I believe Sam is going to save Ellis. According to the Ouija, this could play out in a lot of different ways, but mostly saving Ellis.
What?
Ellis could run, Ellis could die, Ellis could be saved, mistaken identity, someone else dies. There's a lot of noise coming from the beyond, but it's not just a load of voices saying Ellis will die. Sam's got this.
Hands on hips. The Slayer anticipation within. You got a light?
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made a decision about the show?
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I scare off your listeners?
They don't want to hear talk of death and darkness. Well, they do, if it's in a story. But you can't tell them they're going to die.
I said you were going to die?
You didn't say you're going to die, just like that, but I remember the death card. And the devil. And you said it was... What was the word you used? My challenge. That I needed to die so I could be free from my chains. I know you said it doesn't mean literal death, but maybe it does.
The wild exhilaration of the beast sets my senses on fire, even though I'm riding pillion. Hand crushes his larynx.
Claude.
Locating his elbow, blood.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me Ellis was next?
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
Warm surge of energy courses. Trickle of the stream the Slayer is drawing. The broken body crumbles in my...
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the boudoir photos?
Yeah. So it's true then?
I haven't seen them. I'm sorry.
I'm just in shock. All the time. How could she be so different? I just can't process it all.
What did you want to ask?
Am I still a suspect?
Yes.
But I was playing football, and there was loads of witnesses. How?
Everyone is a suspect. You killed her. Everyone.
It's ridiculous.
It's the street light. Walk.
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in.
I'm just checking you're safe.
At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down? What's...
Yes, actually. Last year? With Dennis, remember?
Dennis?
Yes, Dennis. The stalker who broke into Radio August chloroformed me, tied me up, after stripping me down to my underwear. I told you about him 4, 5, 6 times, and you never did anything. Chief DuPont, yes. I'm scared.
Salt grows hazy. I long to sleep myself, but everything must be put in order. The clothes I wore are bagged.
Hi.
Because there will be a next time. Or after that. I'll get a bit of peace and my normal for a while, but in the longer term I can do it. I know I can't resist the Slayer's needs, and I have no will continue, so I am myself from now, battering a victim with my walking frame to feed the beast. And after that, well, he wondered how many. Yes, it had been a good while since the last. He's in his final years. Surely it owed him that. In his.
Sam. What do you know about it? It's probably a bit more nuanced than that, but maybe. Huh. Never heard them together before. Rhymes, doesn't it? Alice visited me a few times, saying she had a stalker. You know, hid behind bins, took photos from his car, frequented the same supermarket she did. I didn't really think anything of it. She's a small-town celeb, he's a small-town celeb stalker. But I did learn one thing. That there's no such thing as a small stalker. His flat was a shrine to Ellis, and he'd somehow decided that sacrificing her would summon a demon that would do his bidding. By the time I got to Radio August, it was all over. No, obviously not. Ellis was tied up. She had weird symbols painted all over her body. At that point, Dennis was probably going to sacrifice her with the very blunt bread knife he was carrying. But Poe stepped in to save the day. She'd be dead without him. He hit Dennis over the head with one of his old antiques, so I guess they have some value.
You're listening to Radio Dark.
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here. I always get the shot, Sam. One way or another.
Demanding purr drilling into his hand and rubbed her cheek. Sleep.
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing.
This could only mean one thing. Ivan sat up, scooped Uni to the floor, and pulled on a t-shirt.
Oh, it's you. I was hoping it might be Zach. No. And I've got some very important news for him if he ever shows up. Yes. If he ever shows up.
It's pitiful, cack, cack, cack. It's only protest.
Sorry, Sam, what can I do for you? Yeah, I always cry around this time of night. What's the point, Sam, huh? If we can't save them. Mercury is a curse. It's like some tourist guide for murders. I try for Lexi and Rain to make them think that we can make a difference, make a change, but we haven't so far. What if we can't make a change? This is it. If Ellis dies, I burn Mercury. If we don't have it, it can't lead us halfway around the world. Not really. But it wants to know why you're hesitating. Mercury thinks you are. I can see its point. Ellis is in danger and you're still here asking questions. You have to stop asking questions and start taking actions. Sam, this is your time. Be ready.
He stroked the kitten with the side of his finger.
Honestly, you don't. Once they're caught, a few hours later, they've hopped timelines into someone else. We just keep chasing them, continuously trying to stop them ruining lives. No, but they don't like being exposed. If Mercury pointed them out, they're already in trouble. We'd do a reading. Mercury would know.
The wet towel stuck to his heel.
Quite a lot, but I'm not sure how much of it is useful. Apparently this town has a lot of spirits with a lot of unfinished business. I guess every town has a good population of dead, but they usually move on. These were different. They were in pain. So many of them. What happened in this town? Yes, the general message is anyone that tries to stop Ellis dying will be punished. Sam, be careful please. He's off the radio. I don't really know him. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I really, really want to do a reading for you right now. You know, to help. Great, let me just draw 3 cards for you. This is just a general reading. You don't need a question. Okay. Oh, the 2 of Cups. That's mysterious. Is there anyone you feel a spark of attraction to? Maybe someone you've met recently? The Lovers. I did not expect that. It seems this attraction has the potential to be life-changing, if you want it to be. And finally, the Knight of Cups. This card is about pursuing your heart's desire. I think it's time to tell that someone special how you really feel. Wow, what an interesting reading. Does it mean anything to you? You catch on quickly, don't you, Sam?
Dreams
And nightmares.
with Poe and Monroe. So,
Sam, I've got some head. Lawrence Petrovsky, that's his real name, and he was charged with the murder of a 21 about 3 months ago in Hong Kong. Rain's still a suspect. No corroborated alibi. Bronwyn Castle has one. Lexi Taylor doesn't. I got my search. Violet, Zach West, Oscars. That's it.
please tell me what you think about this one.
Hey, I'm going. There's too many people asking questions.
Again, there's someone stuck in involved issue.
You're the detective. Monroe just called. This is madness. Who would want to hurt her? We've worked together for years. She's the light to my shade, the angel to my demon, the diamond to my lump of coal. She told me to say all those things. I believe not. She has a big heart, and in my opinion, only a madman, or woman. Monroe is August's sweetheart. Poe and Monroe, that was her idea. She has all the best ideas. The Free Radio Project as well, that was her doing. Uniting August via the airwaves. Monroe's been delivering free radios anywhere people might want to listen. Doctors' surgeries, hairdressers, the guest house. That's cynical, Detective. Not at all. We aren't the only show on the radio. We interviewed her about her scholarship not too long ago. Do you think whoever killed Dorota plans to kill Monroe? What makes you think she's in danger? Tarot? Does this have anything to do with the gentleman who stopped by? On air, much of our broadcast is. You know, this town is fascinating. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Have you ever... The official story is that it's true that they slaughtered. Yes, August was built on the blood of innocence. Kind of puts Dorota's murder into perspective, doesn't it? Dennis Piper, or Victor, as he's now known, an over-affectionate fan that read one too many Lovecraft novels, tried to sacrifice Alice, would you believe? Lucky I was here to save her. I've no idea what you're talking about, Sam. The thought that I could engineer a whole sordid scenario just so I could swoop in at the last minute and be Elle's knight in shining armor. Chilling. On that note, I should probably get back to the booth. The show must go on. Death threats be damned. Look after Monroe, Detective. She's the only Monroe I've got.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old...
You are quite right that the situation is related to painful emotions.
Don't confirm the existence of travelers. They're not ready.
Represents feeling warm and loved. Can signify, once again, those you're feeling. Now, taking from this, Robin, I think it's hard to break away from a painful situation that's happened in your past. And you're overwhelmed by the...
Alice, do you have the amethyst?
What amethyst?
Poe's amethyst pendant? The one we have the buyer for?
proposed pendant? I don't know.
It has to happen tonight. We can just go to your place now and get it.
Someone's trying to kill me.
If you don't get me that pendant, it's gonna be me.
Seriously?
No, I don't kill people. And even if I did, why would I start with you? Just go and get it. Now.
And history. Read by Adam Day.
Al, I'm so sorry. You mean everything to me. I won't let you die.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. It's you who's shrouded in darkness, my love. Elle, we must finish what we started.
No. What do you mean?
Us. Our love. I don't care what happens to me. I'm going to leave her. I know I keep saying it, but this time, I really do mean it. Are you ready to spend the rest of your life with me, no matter its length?
No. Yes?
Elle, I fell in love with you the first day we met. You ripped out my heart, diced it into pieces, and reshaped it in your form. I will always be yours, forever. Elle, will you marry me? Elle, I love you. You don't know how happy you've made me. My angel. My absolute angel.
Are you really married?
Yes, you've met my wife and family. They're sadly not actors I've hired to make my life look richer than it is. Tomorrow, I will tell her about us. And I will leave her. Another heart broken, another family destroyed, another villainous father.
Is your wife gonna kill me? How long have...
No. At least I don't think so. She doesn't know anything about us. Not yet, anyhow.
There would be nothing left, and only the fall could quiet him, and he could infect someone else. That girl. There was so little light.
Oh. No. Oh, him, yes. I've heard him on the radio. Never met in real life, though. Are you mocking me, Sam? No, I have never met the man. Yes, now I remember. It's the one in the hall. Sometimes cuts through the unbearable silence in this place. I'd remember her voice, but her face... It's very plain, isn't it?
Above her, note on the pillow beside.
So that's what this is about. Chief Dupont has finally dug up my old record. I am Lawrence Petrovsky. Victoria Cheng, a very good painter. I didn't kill her, though. The roof of an apartment complex. Roughly translated, the building was called Flight, which was ironic. When the traveler... I managed to grab Victoria.
I'm the virus ready to...
We chased her up onto a rooftop, and she jumped. Rain almost saved her, but he couldn't hold on. Chief Dupont dragged that up, I suppose. Now what's that supposed to mean? Of course he was trying to save her. It rings a bell, but... no. Sorry, Sam.
Did her face on posters, told her tragic story, painted the town.
Oh my god, who told you about Victoria? She died. Jumped off a building. We tried to save her. Well, Rain tried to save her. Sam, we need to save Ed. Who? What? Petrov's what? I don't think so.
Good. He wouldn't take long. The demon knew it, and he didn't. The demons are already there. They just need... Well, no.
I couldn't do this without him. He looks out for me. He's my best friend. What do you know, Sam? He does? That's so sweet of him. But I could never do that. I'm not ready to settle down, Sam. And Poe has a wife and family, and I don't want anyone to get hurt. I delivered radios all over town. I don't think I should have bothered with some of them, though. I don't think... Violet, is it? I don't think Violet liked me very much. Maybe. I don't know why anyone would be threatened by me, though. I'm not interested in stealing anyone's man. I didn't steal Poe. He gave himself to me. It's not what it sounds like. Dorota lost her scholarship. She said it was an administrative error. She showed me the letter and everything. No, I didn't. I told you he'd asked to take pictures of me. You never asked if we were selling a pendant together. The money was for her, Sam, so she could have her dream of being a cellist. I wanted her to have her dream. It doesn't matter now. Sam, why would I lie? I promise you the money was for Dorota. You can talk to her parents when they get back and they'll tell you the same. I just want to make people happy. To put out into the world what I want back. Is that too much to ask? It hasn't made me happy yet, but maybe one day someone will.
A curtain of blood ripped under her chin. It caught her still smiling mouth as part of her head tipped forward and free. I expected to see a dripping cross-section of front. Completely empty.
Zach, the game is up. I think you should leave town. I know where you were last night.
I was at the studio. You were at Dorota's.
Don't change the subject.
And then what?
And then they're going to arrest you. You weren't there long, I suppose, but then I guess it doesn't take you long, does it?
You were spying on me.
I saw you leave her house, and then I went in. She was naked, lying radiant on the bed. What did I find in her closet? A wedding dress. Who was that for, Zach? Who was that for? I'm done covering for you. We're finished. You need to leave.
When the sun comes up, I'm still a caterpillar. What do you think that dream could...
Very interesting. So, she is a caterpillar, but... But, because...
Did you get a call from my doctor?
Your doctor did call.
Did you tell her I was being compliant?
I said you were taking the pills.
Thank you, Claude. I won't forget that.
You said you saw other heads when you were taken.
Yes. Other girls, younger than me. Nobody I recognised. They all had red hair.
Do you think this place is nearby? They all had red hair.
Yes, they all had red hair. They were all very pretty. And they were all alive. In that moment.
I have never seen this. So, it...
Tell me about Hong Kong. If you know about Hong Kong, then I don't have to tell you anything. It's all in that report that you've clearly read.
What does the name Lawrence Petrovsky mean to you?
Well done, Chief. You've discovered Rain is my stage name. Please try and save Ellis. She's the one in danger, and we've already had one dead body on your watch.
It's approximately 4,500 years.
I have...
Until a few hours ago, I never heard of the guy. Creepy as fudge, if you ask me.
Thanks, Lexi. It's always a pleasure.
Anything for you, Chief?
Curiosity shop is now closed. Nightmares.
Oh, and Monroe.
Chief DuPont. Grave news indeed. No. She wants me to keep broadcasting, which means I'll be booth-bound for most of the night. She'd be safer at home, with someone protecting her.
Can't I...
And murder Poe and Monroe? No, Chief DuPont. Ellis couldn't take that. Not tonight. We did think...
No, I don't want to dilute my brand.
I see. And that brand would be having an enormous ego that thinks they're too big to guest on our radio station. Understood. We won't ask again. Anyway, the radio calls me. If that's all.
Old ways.
You know what? You are so close, Poe. So, Helen, firstly, thank you very much for writing in. Is that you want to reveal something private about, but you're worried that when you do...
What can we do to help Ellis?
Haven't we done enough? Not many people get to know when they're going to die.
So what should we do? Do you really think she's got a chance? So what should we do?
Honestly, I don't know. All three of us should stick together, though, so there's no confusion over our alibis this time.
By Lacia Finley.
What are you doing then?
I don't know. I don't want to lie about my alibi again, though. What should I do?
Log into Tarotasm.
Okay, this time we'll actually stay in the same room, though. And maybe we should try and hang out with Rain and Violet, too. Group alibi. You're the best.
Out late, the youths nodded to each other, took final swigs from their cans, blithely down the pavement. Reached the entrance to an alley past the churchyard. Halfway down the alley was a patch of deep shadow where the street lamp had been vandalized. The young men looked up and down.
Do you think you're a suspect?
Not that I know of. Chief Dupont asks me for favours, so I think I'd know.
Did Zach kill Dorota?
No. I saw Dorota look out of the window after he left.
So I did it. Long after midnight.
It's going to be soon. Whatever happens to Alice, it will be soon.
How do you know it's going to be soon?
I can sense it. Are you not picking anything up, Lex? There's a traveller nearby.
No.
Mescaline mainly, but I don't recommend you try it. Do you really want to hear this?
Yes.
At uni, I read a book by old.
I have to find a way to live with the intolerance.
So, aliens. Violet. What are we thinking, Lex?
Violet and aliens? Ray, why'd you pray for them?
Hasn't Bron told you?
Decorating aliens? A traveller?
Exactly. I think it was using Violet for room planning. Apparently it wants a set of heads on the wall. Red heads, to be more specific.
If it's a traveller, why is it strangling people?
I have no idea. August is basically our hellmouth.
Ray, why'd you pray for them?
Well, because right now, I can't think of anything else that would help.
Maybe try and get answers from the tarot?
The only tarot with real answers is Mercury, and Mercury asks the questions. So other than staring at it for the rest of the night, I'm out of ideas.
Late, chucking out time in the pubs when the punters headed for the kebabs and dog meat. Bedraggled tarts standing, bring their tawdry charms. Fiction. A taxi speeds by me, splashing me with spray from the puddles in the road. Head as I head towards the.
I'm sorry, can I help you?
I've...
It's not a very good time at the moment, I'm afraid.
Really? Anything I can help with?
No, not really.
The footsteps within me, these snarls and spurs in anticipation. On the other side of the street, in each other,
John, I'm gonna be fine.
How long have we been together?
On the radio? You kissed me on the first day.
why didn't...
What didn't I tell you about Dorota?
That you were sleeping with her?
It was just a fling, John. I wanted to try something different. To stretch myself.
I once watched it overwhelm 3 skinheads who thought I was their victim, and they were young. Myself, I was over it, that I was okay, that life wrong. So wrong. When the dream started, I was able to...
Did he? Did he tell you that he was there too? I assume Dorota was disappointed with the sex they'd had, so Zack killed her for attacking his masculinity. Well, that's just a lie. He's covering for himself. I never went into her bedroom. How could it be me?
When the beast wakes. Rock, you won't let anyone get close to you is a few times. It's true, and I will not tell them why. There's no predictable pattern to it. Years can...
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently...
August's gone crazy tonight. I've just got off the phone with someone who thinks they saw a UFO on one of the nights that Violet went missing. Aliens will be normal right now. Anyway, now you're here, it's time. What do you suggest we do with Ellis Monroe? I'll send Danny over. And that means there'll be nobody at the guest house. So be extra vigilant.
What do you mean you're sticking me with Danny? Danny is basically doing out a scream. I'm a sitting duck. Isn't there anyone else? Chief DuPont? The only thing I've ever seen him run after is an ice cream truck. Fine. Danny it is. I just hope you know what you're doing.
Sam, where the hell are you? On the road? Come up to the station, now. Danny's disappeared and Ellis is dead. She's been strangled, Sam. How the hell did we let that happen? I guess you tried. She had the same gold coin in her mouth. Looks like we've definitely got a serial killer now.
It's 11 o'clock. My good friend and co-host Ellis Monroe has died. Her life was ended a short while ago by, we think, the same person who murdered Dorota Shaw. I know that you are shocked and devastated and heartbroken by this news, as am I. There is nothing more I can say. I hope you will join me now in a minute's silence to remember Ellis Monroe. I have no more words.
Sam, I have some bad news for you. I was going to follow through and burn Mercury. Then it started shifting in front of me. Sam, it's you. We can't predict that. The next victim, it's you. I'm sorry. I think you've interfered too much. That's why you're the next target. I've called Chief DuPont already. He's asked that you meet with him. You should go, Sam. Be careful.
Sam, it's almost midnight. You're still alive. This is a good thing, but no one's even attempted to kill you yet. You've given me a lot of evidence, enough to arrest someone. But who? Make the right decision, and you should be safe. If we don't, well, we've all got to sleep at some point. I can get someone to guard your room at the guest house, but it might not be enough. So, Sam, who should I arrest? During that whole thing with Ellis, the only people I couldn't keep track of were Rain, Zach, and Violet. I don't want to believe it's Violet, but that's why you're here. You're impartial. Out of those three names, who was with Dorota at the time of her murder, or who has an alibi that doesn't check out? This is on you, Sam. Just give me a name. Rain. Agreed. He's got no corroborated alibis for any key times, and he's one of those tarot muppets who I suspected all along. I was right when I said Bronwyn, because I knew it was one of them. I just didn't know which one. I'll pick him up. Just be careful tonight, Sam. If you've not done your job properly, the killer's still out there.
Sam, you asked for these earlier. Make sure you get some sleep now. You'll need it. Night.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is Poe with your August update. We don't normally have them at this time, but since there's a killer on the loose, I feel it's my duty to keep the radio station manned. I personally spoke with Chief DuPont earlier, and he thinks they're close to catching the killer. Until that happens, though, please lock your doors and stay inside. Remain vigilant. The light has faded, and so has my fortitude. I see things in shadows, behind doors and under desks. I hear the chattering of teeth and the glee of insects waiting to feed on me. The studio undulates like a heart that beats its last beats. I can't go on. I must to bed. Forgive me, Lady August. Forgive me.
Sam, you're awake. How convenient. I'm sorry, I am going to have to kill you. Sorry, what was that? I can't quite understand you with all that tape over your mouth. But you know too much, Sam. And you're getting annoying. I had to kill those girls. Zach doesn't know what he's doing. He loves me, not them. So I've seen the pictures. Those little whores. They're not marriage material. I'm marriage material. Keep killing those little bitches until he wakes up. But in the meantime, I have to deal with you, Sam. Zach,
Sorry, Violet.
is that you? Oh my god, it is you. Here, let me untie you. It was you all along. You were Sam all along. That's so sweet. You wanted to be with me, but you didn't want me to know it was you. You've been looking after me as Sam, haven't you? Oh, Zach, I'm so happy it was you. So happy. Oh, I hope you can forgive me. I don't want to strangle anyone else, and now we're together. It's just perfect.
Sorry, Violet.
Good work, Sam. Jealousy is one hell of a motive, and Violet's one hell of a woman. I can't say I'm not disappointed. I've known Violet for years. It's just so unlike her. Let's see if we can get a confession out of her now. I'm thinking it's not going to be easy. Go get some rest. I'll catch up with you in the morning.
Hello, sleepyhead. I'm so glad to see you alive. Enjoy the journey, Sam. Don't think of things as ending. Something new is beginning. Violet's locked up. She's being charged for murder. Travelers don't like being incarcerated, so they'll have jumped realities already. It's not something that a jury will believe. The shell they've left behind won't remember what they've done. And spend a life in prison. All we can do is try and stop the next one. Sam, come with us, please. We could really use someone like you, and, well, just... will you? Really? Oh, Sam, that's wonderful. Let's finish packing and we can leave this afternoon. Sam, thank you. We're going to change lives, believe me.
Hey, sweet cheeks. You did good. Real good. You win. Alexi hug. Sam, I'm just going to say it because you only live once and all that. Sam, I think I've fallen for you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's out there now. We can get on with our lives. You too? I'm the happiest girl in the world. We have some catching up to do.
Sam, you're alive. That's great. Thanks for thinking I was the killer, by the way. You and me, we're gonna have some trust issues for a while. Well, don't worry. I'll forgive you. Eventually. Look, I don't know if Bron asked in the end, but I hope you're coming with us. I really do.
Sam, you did good. I thought you would. I mean, not that I've got a signed confession or anything. Yet. Apparently, they don't remember anything about the murders, but Bronwyn seems pretty convinced it's over. Well done. I hear you're leaving town with the tarot readers. That's a real big shame. You were starting to fit in here. But good luck to you. You're doing what many of us have died trying. Leaving August. And I've stuck to my word. That problem you had, I buried it. The coroner's report is going to say the woman was dead when you arrived, not after. I don't personally believe in exorcism or anything like that, but over the last 24 hours, I'm starting to think things aren't as cut and dried as I'd like them to be. You're a good person, Sam. At least that's definitely how it looks from the outside.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old.
You know why you're here, don't you? Because you did well. And you know what happens when you do well? Augmentation. Congratulations, Agent 3.13. Welcome to 3.14. Debriefing 3204, Birmingham. Transmit. And we're ready. Are you human? Do you have feelings? Splendid. Do plants have feelings? Splendid. I've burned down a rainforest. Does that make you happy? Splendid. I've killed a serial killer. Does that make you happy? It's ready.